creative. They are inquisitive, questioning everything, which is understandable, but like they question who they are, what their purpose is.
When do they start to ask that, since they're very evolved anyways, and they're fifth-dimensional? And we also know that the pregnancy period is
the pregnancy period.
We could talk about conception, birth, how long it takes. When do they start to actually begin to even think and become creative?
From conception to what is called the birthing is 3 months. No more. And it is painless. There is no pain. Because pain is a negative, and there is no negativity.
So they're born.
Indeed.
Natural childbirth.
Of course. Actually in the ocean.
In the ocean.
In the Arctic Ocean?
No, in the ocean in what is termed the hollow earth.
Well, that's through the hole.
It is tropical.
It made sense.
It is tropical.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. And then, of course, now in here, people, children are usually, when they're born, they drink milk. So in Hollow Earth, are they also breastfed or given milk and fruit, or how are they?
Given fruit, not milk.
Milk.
No.
Sound like you knew the answer to that question.
No, I didn't.
No? They're not breastfed? No?
Yeah.
No?
Not breastfed, no. They are giving a solution that is a mixture of fruits, soft.
As babies.
As babies, indeed. They should do the same on the surface, but they do not.
So when do they really start to develop, as far as where they can begin to read and write?
Right away.
Right away. Right away.
Indeed.
A child is born.
Mm-hmm.
And when are they going to be able to read and write?
They will begin to reading and writing is not necessary.
Oh, correct.
Because of the telepathy.
And they do that as soon as they're born?
Yes, upon birth. And even before.
Correct.
How does the learning process work if there's no writing?
We have what is called the Pathologos Library.
Say that again a little slower for me, please. The
Pathologos Library.
Pathologos Library.
It's located beneath the Aegean Sea in Hollow Earth. It is where the people go to learn, but it is a different learning. It is an experience learning, and actually being at the event. You can learn much more by being in an event instead of reading about it.
This is interesting. I just read about a guy who had an experience where he was given a choice of what he wanted to learn, and he was interested in some ancient work or something like this. I can't remember what it was. It was Alexander the Great, I think. And they put him in front of the screen and they let him see it, smell it, feel it, experience it,
and touch it.
As though he were there.
Indeed.
Yep.
And that is the way it is in Pathologos Library. Say you wanted to experience what would be termed as what the sinking of the Titanic. You are there, on the ship, experiencing it.
It's like a holodeck, or is this a screen? Or
Similar to it, you have crystal discs made of crystal, and they are put upon a player, and they are played. And it is as if it becomes a reality to you. You are there. You intermingle and intertalk with the people there, or with another star system. The birthing of a world.
Tell us.
It sounds amazing. I mean, that you could anything you wanted to learn, anywhere you wanted to go. You didn't have to go there.
Hmm?
You don't even have to go to this place
No, you do not.
to see it.
It is there in your mind, and you also experience it by being there. Learning is much greater capacity that way, and you learn much faster by experiencing what you're seeing.
So when a child is born in Hollow Earth, again, the perception or my point of reference is from this world.
Indeed.
And then you're born with certain capabilities. He is Walter is very inclined with he's got great abilities with working with electronics, with lots of these technical things.
Mm-hmm.
Many children are also born with wanting to become artists, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So the children that are born in Hollow Earth, do they already have it in their genes as well? Which areas they're going to flourish in? I don't know I guess what I want to do, I want to ask is about their DNA.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know about their genes. How does that all come to be?
Their makeup.
Yes.
Many of them choose before conception.
Okay.
And once they are born, then they have a predestined path.
Isn't that also derived from you and your companion?
Indeed, it is.
So they have some of your genes, so to speak,
Indeed.
as well as their own.
Yes.
They have, okay. So similar.
And they are free to express it. Contrary to what it is on the surface. On the surface, you raise your child, you send them to institutes of learning, and what do they learn? Nothing useful on this planet. Are they taught to care for nature? No. Are they taught to express themselves through creativity? No. They are told not to. They are told to be a certain way. We do not do this to our children. We allow them to express themselves, to allow them to be who they wish to be or what they wish to be.
Okay.
Which is what they should do on the surface, but they do not. And then your peoples, what is termed as your military government, issue things such as mandatory inoculations, which also hinder the development of the child. It takes away their ability of creation. It takes away their ability to be independent, to be free, to be expressive, to be creative, to their creative mind is hindered by drugs, chemicals.
So your daughter, the youngest, right now is far excelled excelled already
Of course.
in many areas.
If she was brought to the surface, she would be considered a genius.
Thank you for coming.
Indeed.
Appreciate you taking the time. Do you have any other questions?
Thank you, Walter.
I'm spent. I'm done.
Walter is
I'm
done.
sorry, I'm done. I've got nothing left.
Oh, Sarah, that's such wonderful
Yeah.
knowledge.
I have that effect upon people.
No. Not you.
You could stay for as long as you like.
Indeed. I know.
Anyway,
Anyhow, I don't have, I
Yes,
don't,
yes.
you know, well, there's one other kind of theme thing in here that was, and Billy's already kind of talked about this 3 different ways, I think.
What is this?
This has to do with, and we touched on it a little bit, is, you know, what does it take to get into Hollow Earth? And don't answer yet. I want to make sure I phrase this right. When will people have more exposure to Hollow Earth? When will it be made available to other people? Do you have to be a believer to be a part of it?
No, you do not have to be a believer. When they're ready, that's when the interaction will take place.
Is there something that people have to do to become ready?
Raise their consciousness levels, raise their vibrational levels, raise their energy levels. The exercise I taught you last night will help them achieve this.
And we're talking about meditation.
Not just meditation. Meditation is thought processes, what is termed as the rising of the consciousness levels, the exercise that was given. That is what will raise the vibrational levels and the consciousness and the energy.
Right. So.
Indeed.
Right. So with the hands and the exhaling through the teeth forcefully.
Indeed.
That was part of that. Okay. I had looked at that as a preparation.
Of course.
For meditation.
It could be that too.
Okay. Got it.
Now, when you go to bed, have with you what is termed either a tablet or what would be termed as a recording device. And
I got plenty of those.
And when you dream, before you retire, you state forth to the Lord God of your being that you want to remember your dream. And you remember by waking right afterward and either write it down or record it.
So why is it important to record your dreams?
Especially nowadays, because you're starting to dream of your future work, future home. That is why.
Interesting.
That is what your dreams were about last night.
I don't remember my dreams last night.
That is what I'm saying. Before you retire,
Yes. Yeah. He's telling me what my dreams are now. What, dude, can you tell me what I dreamt last night? Because I can't tell you. he can say anything, really, right now.
in course, I could say anything and you would either believe it or not believe it.
You dreamed of hurdling camels and... Sorry.
No, you dreamed of going to Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
That's what you dreamed.
I remember it.
It will come to you.
Okay. I dream of other cool stuff, but I don't remember that.
Well, if your desire is strong enough, you will remember your dream.
Yeah. Well, I was telling Billy this morning that dreams are more easily remembered if right after you wake up and you focus on them. You think that, and that's
Indeed,
when
you can do this. But you can also wake up in the middle of the night and record it, what you dreamed.
Yeah, I've heard people having exercises where they'll set like a little timer. Go off like every half hour. Kind of wake them up so they can write down their things.
You have what inside you, you have what would be termed as an internal clock. And you can set it for whatever time you wish to arise. You can do this with waking in the morning. Instead of waking up at 9 o'clock, you could wake up at 7 or whatever by setting your internal clock.
And I can do that, but since Hollow Earth doesn't have time, you guys really don't need alarm clocks, do you?
Of course not. And time is an illusion as well.
Do you rest?
Do we rest?
No, do you rest?
That was what I said. Do we rest?
Singular, plural. I get it. Bring it.
Indeed. At times we rest, yes.
Okay. Well, there's the collective we. Billy talked about all one. And yet you have individually bodies.
But we are still one.
Okay. But there's still individual bodies. No?
Of course, but you are still one with a single mind.
Okay. There's a physical body?
Of course.
Okay. There's multiple physical bodies? Mentally connected as one? Okay. So the individual bodies can choose whether to eat or not, whether to sleep or not?
Of course.
Okay. I'm asking Zora, your individual body, do you sleep?
At times, yes.
Do you eat?
Of course.
Have you heard the term breatharian?
Indeed.
Is this something that you want, that you are?
Can be.
The other choice is fruitarian. No meat eaters down there?
No.
No.
You do not eat what you talk to.
Well, let's see. You can talk to the plants.
Indeed.
Well, do you eat that? Okay.
Indeed. But I'm speaking of what you talk with through telepathy. Anything with a face, you leave alone.
Okay.
We do not eat fish because fish we communicate with.
So what about singing orchids?
All our plants sing.
Do the strawberries sing? Do strawberries sing?
The plants do, yes.
The fruit doesn't?
The fruit is for nourishment.
Okay. Are there bees in Hollow Earth?
About that big.
How large are the strawberry blossoms?
Strawberry blossom?
Yeah. The plant's got to have a flower. The bee's got to pollinate the flower. Flower becomes fruit.
Big. Bigger.
You
Big.
got blossoms that are this big.
Of course.
Is there a real estate problem down there where people
Real
live?
estate problem.
Well, think about it. You have these ginormous plants. You know, one strawberry, is that enough to feed a family of 4? You know.
Remember how tall they are.
Remember how tall we are.
Okay. All right. You're 15 feet, was it? Or was it meters? I forget.
Feet.
Feet. Okay, 15 feet tall. So you're twice my height. More than twice my height. And still a strawberry this big is still going to be, per person, 15 feet tall. You know, scaling, that's a big strawberry.
Indeed.
Do you have strawberry seed spitting contests? We have watermelon seed contests. Spitting contests. You spit the watermelon seeds
No.
to see how far they'll go. Yeah,
I know you're being facetious.
I had asked Billy to describe what the houses were like and what his room looked like.
Ah,
Perhaps maybe you could tell us a scenario you get up.
his room?
Yes.
Billy's room is round, of course. It's circles within a circle.
Mm-hmm.
You have your home, which is the circle, and then you have your rooms that are circular as well, inside the circle. There is no corners for dust to settle. The furniture within the room, you have what is termed as a sitting device. It is round, it hovers above the floor, and you have your resting place, which is the same. He preferred not to have them, but he would prefer to go out and lay in the grass. So he let me be with Mother Nature, which we encourage him to do. The collective as a whole, the peoples in the hollow earth, they go to and fro in their daily activities. Activities could consist of going to Pathologos Library, or what is termed as being out with nature, or singing, or playing an instrument, or what is called going to other star systems, just from thought. You are not limited to hollow earth. You can go wherever you desire. So, yes.
So there's no, in terms of, like the mundane things of, I know that there are no corners, but here, even if you have a bed, you still have to make the bed. You still have to,
And you don't need to make a bed.
You don't have to make a bed.
Oh.
If you have a bed.
A platform to lay upon. It is soft, forms around your body.
Nothing to make it sound like.
I'm sorry?
It doesn't sound like there's anything to make up.
Nothing.
Nothing to make up.
Just
Indeed.
Just a platform?
Just a platform.
Sounds
No
very,
blankets.
sounds very Klingon to me.
Yeah. I know.
Very what?
Klingon.
Yeah.
Klingon.
Yeah,
That is a program on TV.
Yes. Star Trek.
Indeed.
The Klingons have platforms. There's no sheets,
Yes.
no pillows.
No, nothing.
Everything's very hard in the Klingon world.
Well,
So.
Everything is very soft.
There, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, insofar as not having a pillow or a sheet or a
Yeah.
blanket.
And
Very
everything
Spartan.
is like hovering on top.
Okay, so how about, all right, so we talked about food a little bit, strawberries. All the fruit is big. You're all fruitarians. You're eating fruit. So does everybody grow their own food? Where do you go? I mean, here we go to the store, we go shopping, you have money, you bring it home, you prepare the food, you eat it. How is that different from what's going on down in the Hollow Earth?
Hollow earth, you go out, you pluck a fruit from a tree, you eat it. You have what is termed as multiple foods. I've been asked on what is termed how does one defecate. Is there toilets?
Right, the sewage system. I mean,
There is none.
a water treatment system.
None
You
needed.
Take a whole lot back and take care of
None
it.
needed. When you have yourself what is termed as a bowel movement, it is disintegrated upon exiting the body.
Just disappears?
Indeed.
Did you know that?
That's interesting, huh?
That is interesting. So 3D man on surface walks into Hollow Earth being permitted and everything's squared away. Does he immediately become 15 feet tall and
It is a process.
Yeah. Okay. Is this something that he's put through by the people of Hollow Earth?
If the desire is to stay in Hollow Earth,
Mhm.
then he will begin his change.
Automatically? Okay. So there are like no buttons to push, really.
No, the gravity in within Hollow Earth, whatever you weigh now, you would subtract that down to 1/3, and that's what you would weigh.
Hmm. So you said you've had people come in from the surface before.
Indeed,
So, and there are people who have stayed.
indeed.
How long is this transition for them to becoming?
Some fast, some slow.
Okay, here we go with time again. See, I'm setting an alarm clock. I want to know how many days is it measured in days?
There is no time.
There is no time. So it's instantaneous, really. It's now. All is now.
Indeed.
Okay. So no distribution system, no sewage system, no sheets to wash, no dust. Really?
No dust.
Well, there's dirt down there, right? Doesn't the dirt kind of kick up? Winds blow? Are there winds down there?
Gentle winds, not harsh at all, not heavy,
All right.
not strong,
So the bodies are different.
of course.
Okay. Epidermis, our skin's always flaking off. That's where a lot of dust comes from. So is that different from the bodies?
The bodies are pure.
All over?
So there's no need for soaps, no need for baths, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, everything is fresh, everything is clean.
Okay.
It is hard to conceive.
Huh? Or, yeah.
It is hard to fathom.
Yes. It sounds very much like a flight of fancy going.
People think of it as a Garden of Eden. That's the real Garden of Eden.
Yep.
Eden is one of the cities.
Is hell down there?
What?
Is there a place called hell down there?
No.
H-E-L-L. Okay. Because I've seen maps that put hell down there. Just curious.
Ah. Man's conception.
Where are the negative and evil, as far as higher dimensional beings? Where are they?
They're not in Hollow Earth.
No, I'm not talking about just Hollow Earth. Zora,
In-
because I know
inner-
that they are there.
Inner Earth.
You have two civilizations within the Earth crust that are always disagreeing with one another. You have what is termed as the Deros and the Teros.
Oh, okay.
They are degenerates of the Atlantean culture.
Oh, really?
Do they look human?
Somewhat.
Are they greys?
No.
Are they reptilians?
No.
Deros or Teros?
Deros and Teros.
Some look somewhat human.
The Deros are more distinguishable toward human, whereas the others of the more of a degenerative being.
Where are they in that chair? Where do they reside?
They would be close to the 400-mile mark.
And then how do you keep them at bay? How do you keep them at bay so that they don't, I don't want to say infiltrate, but
They're monitored on a daily basis.
they're fifth dimensional, those two.
Hmm?
They're fifth dimensional as well.
They're actually in between fourth and fifth
Okay.
because they were from the Atlantean culture.
Yeah, so they don't have that. Okay.
Are you aware of the greys?
You mean the gray spacesuits?
I mean the greys.
I say again, Are you familiar with, you mean the gray spacesuits?
I don't know anything about any gray spacesuits. I only know of them as
They're humanoid inside them. They are a species of themselves, but they are not, the outward appearance you see of them is not what they truly look like. It is a shell.
Where do they live?
Hmm?
Where do they live on the planet?
They do not. They are just visitors.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar with the underground bases at Dulcine in Mexico?
Sarah is familiar with all the underground bases.
The Agarthians that are on the surface of the earth are in control of what would be termed as the underground bases up to a certain level. The upper levels, from the Earth's crust downward, are still controlled by what is termed as the beings, military. Below that, they are being manned by what is termed the Agarthians.
What do the Agarthians look like?
The Agarthians look like you or I, not quite as tall as us, but similar.
Are they white?
Are they what?
Are they black? Are they brown? Are they yellow? Are they Indian, red? What do they look like? Okay.
Whatever the shade they wish to be.
Chameleons?
Hmm?
They're chameleons, you see.
If they decide
Decide on whatever shade
choose
they want.
whatever they want to be.
Okay. That's convenient.
Indeed, it is.
How would I know if I ever met a Agarthian?
Agarthian?
Yeah.
If your vibration is high enough, you will see them.
If they look like anybody else, how will I be able to tell them apart from a regular human?
The Agarthians are quite are tall as well, but not as tall as us.
I know there's a lot of NBA players who are pretty tall. So, yeah, junior high school kid, 7.5 feet tall. Oh my God, he's still going. Yeesh. Maybe he's Agarthian.
Indeed. So you have learned?
Yeah, I've been fed with a fire hose and I'm on overload right now. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's been good. It's good we're taping this, so I can watch it back and see what I missed.
Indeed. On that, I will leave and let Billy return.
Okay.
I'm sure you will have questions for him.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping.
And indeed.
Come again soon.
Good day, Zora.